Afghanistan, 2012. A convoy moves through hostile territory. Dust everywhere. Heat unbearable. Suddenly, an explosion tears through the lead vehicle. Smoke, screaming, chaos. One soldier watches his closest friend get thrown from the vehicle. Every instinct screams at him to run toward his friend, to help, to save him, but he does not move. Instead, he raises his weapon, scans the rooftops, calls out enemy positions. His friend is bleeding 20 meters away, and he does nothing to help. Not because he does not care, because he was trained to detach. That decision saved 7 lives that day. If he had run toward his friend, he would have abandoned his position. The ambush would have succeeded. More soldiers would have died. His emotional detachment was not coldness, it was a weapon. When was the last time your emotions made a decision for you? A moment where you reacted before thinking, said something you regretted, made a choice that felt right in the moment, but destroyed something important. Be honest. Drop your answer in the comments. One sentence. What decision did your emotions make for you? I will read every single response. Now, let me show you why the military treats emotional detachment as one of the most dangerous weapons a soldier can carry. Here is what civilians do not understand. Emotions are survival mechanisms. They evolved to keep us alive. Fear tells you to run. Anger tells you to fight. Love tells you to protect. These instincts work perfectly in simple situations, but in complex, high-stakes environments, emotions become liabilities. They cloud judgment. They narrow focus. They force decisions based on feeling instead of reality. The military understood this decades ago, so they engineered a solution. Emotional detachment is not about becoming cold or heartless. It is about creating a gap between what you feel and what you do. Soldiers still feel fear. They still feel anger. They still feel grief, but they are trained to observe these emotions without obeying them. The feeling arrives. They acknowledge it. Then they choose their response deliberately. This gap is the weapon. Let me explain how this works inside your brain. When emotions trigger, your amygdala hijacks your nervous system. Heart rate spikes. Breathing accelerates. Stress hormones flood your bloodstream. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for rational thinking, goes offline. You stop making decisions. Your emotions make them for you. Military training rewires this response. Through repetition, stress inoculation, and controlled exposure, soldiers learn to keep their prefrontal cortex active. Even when emotions surge, they feel everything, but they remain in command. A former special operations psychologist explained it this way: detachment is not the absence of emotion. It is the refusal to let emotion command your actions. Soldiers do not suppress feelings. They redirect attention. When fear rises, they focus on the task. When anger builds, they focus on the mission. When grief threatens to overwhelm, they focus on the team. Emotion stays in the background. Action stays in control. Here is why this matters for your life. You are not in combat, but you face high-stakes situations every day. Difficult conversations where anger wants to take over. Stressful deadlines where anxiety clouds your thinking. Relationship conflicts where hurt feelings drive terrible decisions. In these moments, your emotions are not your allies. They are impulses demanding immediate action. And immediate action is almost never the right action. The military teaches a simple framework for emotional detachment. 3 steps. First, notice the emotion. Name it internally: fear, anger, frustration, grief. Do not resist it. Just observe it. Second, create distance. Mentally step back. See yourself from outside. Watch the emotion like you are watching someone else experience it. Third, choose your response. Ask one question: what action actually serves the mission right now? Then, do only that. This takes seconds, but it changes everything. A Navy SEAL officer once described a moment during a hostage rescue. He breached a room and found a child crying next to a wounded militant. Every emotion told him to lower his weapon, to comfort the child, to act human. But his training held. He cleared the threat first, secured the room, then helped the child. If he had let emotion command that moment, the mission would have failed. He said later, "Compassion without control is dangerous. I felt everything, but I acted on the mission." That is emotional detachment in action. Civilians often confuse detachment with suppression. Suppression means pushing emotions down, pretending they do not exist. This creates long-term psychological damage. Detachment is different. You feel fully. You acknowledge completely. But you do not let feelings dictate action. The emotion passes through you. It does not control you. Here is the truth. Most people never learn. Your emotions want immediate relief, but the best decisions usually require delayed response. The gap between stimulus and response is where wisdom lives. Military training builds that gap deliberately, and anyone can learn it. Start today with something small. Next time you feel a strong emotion rising, pause for 3 seconds. Name the emotion silently. Then ask yourself one question. What does this situation actually require right now? Act on the answer, not the feeling. That 3-second pause is the beginning of emotional detachment. Practice it daily. Watch how your decisions change. Now, before you leave, answer my question from the beginning. When did your emotions last make a decision for you? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to learn the next layer of military mental conditioning, subscribe now. The next video reveals how elite units train emotional detachment before emotions even arise. A system that makes control automatic. That video is coming soon. See you there.